here Ela is known as a daughter of camphor, Karpura. Ela they used to consider as daughter of Karpura. So Karpura is also one of the aromatic drugs. Karpura, that is, I think you come to know that in the Chandra Prahavati, one of the, why it is called as Chandra. Chandra is a synonym of Karpura. Chandra Bhala. So Chandra Bhala means like Bala, the daughter of Karpura. Chandra Bhala. Ela is considered as daughter of camphor. That is Chandra Bhala. Because of its aromatic nature, they used to say. Okay. So these are the synonyms of Ela. So based on the availability, Korangi, Dravidi, based on the shape, based on the shape, that is Triputa, and how the seeds are stored, that is Nishkuti, based on the number of seeds, Bahula, and based on the size, Truti and Upakunchika, based on the order, Bahula Gandha, based on the karma, Tutya, and apart from that, it is Chandrabala. So these are the synonyms of Ela. Okay, so next about the habit, botanical, the description. So these are some of the pictures of Ela. So you can observe in this slide about the shape of, type of leaf, shape of the leaf, and arrangement of the leaf. So the margins of the lamina is parallel. So based on that, you can say oblong, and the length will be 3 to 4 times more than the width. So based on this feature, you can say about lanceolate, oblong lanceolate size, and also you can observe the apex is gradually tapering into a tail-like structure. Small, that is, you can say acuminate apex. So type of leaf is simple, arrangement is alternate, and shape will be the shape of the leaf is the lamina oblong lanceolate. In the starting slide itself, you have observed that. Please go through the starting slide. So this is the Swarupa. See how the Ela is grown, the Ela plant. So the Ela plant, which is the Swarupa, it is an erect herb. Usually herb we used to consider around 1 to 2 feet, but this is exception to the rule, because the Ela plant, which grows about 6 to 10 feet height, that much the height will be grown. So if you consider based on the height, we used to consider under the shrub, but because of its the soft stem, the stem will be soft. So based on that nature, we used to consider under Ela, under the herb. So Ela, it is a perennial herb. Ela, it is a perennial herb which grows about 6 to 10 feet height. So Ela, it is a perennial herb. Bahuvarshayu Chupa. So this Chupa is considered based on the nature of the stem. The stem will be smooth or soft stem, not weak stem. That stem will be formed by the sheath of a leaf. So that's why it is soft in nature. So which grows about 6 to 10 feet height, and based on the height, if you consider, we used to this comes under shrub, that is gulma. But based on the nature of the stem, so Ela is considered under the herb, and rootstock is woody or fleshy. So almost this is immediately first after explaining about the Swarupa, they used to explain rootstock in the Gingiberaceae family. So this is the one of the important characteristic feature. So it is a perennial herb which grows about 6 to 10 feet height, and rootstock is woody or fleshy. Next we'll move to the stem. But in the Gingiberaceae family, most of the drugs are having pseudostem. So stem is not present. That is usually underground. That is meant for storage of the food. That is, you can say underground modification of stem. That is for the storage of food. So here, this Ela, so stem is pseudostem. That is the sheath, the petiole, the sheath of a leaf or the lamina is going to form the stem. That's why they used to call as leafy stem or pseudostem, which is soft in nature, and the length of the stem, that is approximately, used to mention, 6 to 10 feet height. And about the type of leaf, so type of leaf is simple. Type of leaf is simple because the lamina is not dissected or not divided, and arrangement of the leaf is alternate, as you have seen in the earlier slide. Arrangement of leaf is alternate, and the shape, so already have seen the margins of the lamina is parallel, so that's why it's considered as oblong, and the length will be 2 to 3 times the more than the width. So that's why based on that nature we used to consider as lanceolate. So oblong lanceolate is the shape of the lamina, and size of the lamina is 1 to 2 feet, 1 to 2 feet long. The size of the lamina is 1 to 2 feet long, and width will be 2 to 3 inches. Width will be 2 to 3 inches. And the apex is acuminate apex. So as I have shown already, it is somewhat gradually tapering into forms a tail-like structure, that is acuminate apex, and the margins of the lamina is entire margin, and the petiole is actually small, that is subsessile. It is going to form the sheath. The sheath is as long as the lamina. As the lamina, which measures about 1 to 2 feet, the sheath is also which measures about 1 to 2 feet. With the small, the petiole, and it continues as the sheath, it is going to form the pseudostem. And surface is glabrous. That is, upper surface is glabrous, whereas the lower surface is somewhat glabrous. So please observe, this is very specific. This type of inflorescence I think you have not seen. So as the above the ground, the stem is not present. What we are observing, that is a pseudostem. So usually inflorescence, the flowers and fruits, they used to develop from the axillary region. So axillary means the axilla, that is from the stem and the branches, where the angle they used to form. So from that angle, the axillary, we used to say axilla. So from that axillary region, the bud is going to be developed. So that the bud is continuous as another branches or another leaf, or it may continuous as the flowers, or from that it may develop into fruit. So as here the stem is absent, that is pseudostem is present, that is above the ground, whereas the stem is just below the ground. So that's why you can observe the inflorescence, that is from the, it looks like they are developing, or it's coming out from the earth. So this is one picture about the inflorescence. So here you can clearly see how the inflorescence they used to come. So inflorescence that develops from the ground, that is from the base. From the base, the inflorescence are coming out. So you can observe around about 1 to 2 feet the length of the main peduncle, the inflorescence, the length of the peduncle. They are prostrate, they are moving along with the ground. The main stem, that is main peduncle, over that peduncle, the leaves, the flowers are arranged. That is a type of raceme inflorescence. That is, you can say, a panicle inflorescence. Panicle inflorescence is a type of raceme inflorescence in which loosely arrangement of the flowers is going to be takes place. Okay, so the main peduncle is which spreads along the ground. If it is the peduncle is small, they used to erect. If the peduncle is bigger in size, that they used to spread along the ground level. So please observe the picture, how the inflorescence where they used to develop and how they used to spread. So this is about the flower. Please cleanly observe the flower. So this is the one picture about the flowers. So this is clearly you can observe how the inflorescence are arranged. So this is the main peduncle. Over that the flowers are arranged. That is, young flowers are towards the apex and older flowers towards the base. That is raceme inflorescence. And also you can observe here the individual flowers. These are called the petals. there is a one the petal which is whitish in color, whitish, and three the petals are somewhat colorless. I will show another the clear picture of the flowers. So here also you can observe. So it is very peculiar the type of the flowers. Two lateral the petals, and the one, this is called the lower lip, and opposite to that there is a small the petal which is somewhat colorless, like the watery colored, you can say. They are smaller. The lower lip will be somewhat bigger in size and which is whitish in color. See, exactly in the base, from the base itself they used to grow. That is like underground stem. From there the inflorescence they used to come out. So it is clear picture for where the inflorescence they used to come out. So this is about the fruit. The type of fruit is capsule. See the fruits, how they used to present. Somewhat greenish in color. Fruits. So this is also the picture of fruits. So these are the different slides which denotes or which shows about the fruits. So this is the one fruit. You can observe somewhat the differentiation. So this is one surface. There is a triputa. So when the fruits are dried, so there you will get three surfaces. Here somewhat globose, round shaped fruits. See, this is the single flower. How it looks? Somewhat it looks like an insect with the limbs. There are two limbs, and here these are considered like the wings. So this is somewhat the body. So three the petals which are colorless, and one the lower lip which is whitish in color. So this is very beautiful flower of Ela, the single flower of Ela. These are very attractive flowers. So I think this type of flower, I think you have not seen. So this is the fruit of a flower of Ela. So with different angles you can observe the flowers of Ela. So clearly you can observe the flowers of Ela. So this is the inflorescence. See how they used to collect the Ela fruits. So Ela fruits, as they used to develop in the base along with the ground. So they used to collect, they used to pluck the individual the fruits. The individual fruits they used to pluck. Okay, and they used to dry it in a shade, and when it becomes completely dried, then it is sold in the market. So this is the dried fruits of Ela. Dried fruits of Ela. This is single fruit. You can say this is one surface, another surface. Here the triputa, three surfaces. Like Upakunchika, it contains small seeds inside that one. Kosha, Nishkuti. So this is a leathery like the cavity or the halonous structure will be present. So inside that the seeds are present. So this is along with the seeds. This you can say like the kosha. Seeds with the fruits. So this is completely the picture of seeds of Ela, Lateria cardamom. They are somewhat irregularly shaped and covered with somewhat a mucilaginous like the structures which is covered the seeds. Seeds of Ela. Yes, inflorescence. So inflorescence is panicle inflorescence. That is a type of raceme inflorescence, usually 30 to 60 centimeter long and several times 2 feet long. That I have shown. They used to spread along. When it is 2 feet, so it is difficult to stand. So that's why they used to spread along the ground level. So it is around about 2 feet long. That is, you can say like the prostate. When it is 30 to 60. The main peduncle which measures about 30 to 60 centimeter or 2 feet. Maximum 2 feet length will be present. That is erect or prostate. So maximum times the Ela will be prostate, which spreads along the ground, horizontally, which spreads along the ground. And the color of the color of the flowers are white striped with violet. Color is white striped with violet. There is one, the petal will be white striped with violet color, and other two lateral, and one the terminal, that is somewhat like watery colored, you can say. That's colorless, you can say. And this is about the inflorescence. Next we'll move to about the fruit. Type of fruit is capsule. The Ela fruit is, type of fruit is capsule, and the shape of the fruit is subglobose. Shape of the fruit is subglobose. When it is unripened condition, it is somewhat globose, round shaped. When it becomes dry, at that time you can say subglobose, or you can say oblong. Oblong when it is completely dried, because of the three surfaces. And size of the fruit is 1.3 centimeter in diameter. The diameter of the fruit is 1.3 centimeter, and marked with many fine vertical ribs. Color is pale buff to light green in color. The color of the Ela fruit is pale buff to light green. This is the morphology of the dried capsule, dried fruit of Ela. So in unripened condition or ripened condition, so that is green colored, completely dark green color, the fruits will be present. And it is not having any the vertical ribs when it is unripened, when it is not dried. When it is completely dried, it becomes vertical ribs will be present. So type of fruit is capsule, shape will be subglobose, size is 1.3 centimeter in diameter, and the color is light green or pale buff. And seeds are many, that is bahula. Many seeds are present. Many seeds are present. Seeds are many, and they are irregularly angular. Seeds are irregularly angular. Sukshma, upakunchika, that is small. Seeds are small and black in color. So this is about morphology. Then about habitat, utpatti sthana, habitat. So cultivated in many parts of the South India as a Dravidi, Dravida Desha. I think in national anthem, you come to know about Dravida Utkhalavanga. So Dravida means, that is, we used to, that denotes about South Indian states like Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. So in these states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and even the Andhra Pradesh. So these states are considered as Dravida. So as the based on the availability, that is habitat, Korangi and Dravidi. So mainly in South Indian states, it is cultivated. Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So this Ela, Elateria cardamom, which is grown in South Indian states, whereas the Brahat Ela, that is grown in North Indian state. Brahat Ela, that is Amomum sabulatum, that is grown in North Indian states. South Indian state only Ela, Elateria cardamom. Okay, this is about Utpatti Sthana. Next, we'll move to the types of Ela. There are two types according to Bhavaprakash Nigantu, according to Dhanvantari Nigantu, and according to Kayadeva Nigantu. There are two types of Ela. That is based on the size of the fruit. Based on the size of the fruit, there are two types. One is Sukshma Ela, and another one is Sthula Ela. Sukshma Ela and Sthula Ela. Sukshma Ela, that is Elateria cardamom. The botanical source for Sukshma Ela or Ela is Elateria cardamom, and Sthula Ela. Sthula Ela botanical source is Amomum sabulatum. Amomum sabulatum. AMOMUM. Amomum sabulatum is the botanical source for Sthula Ela. So this classification is mainly based on the size of the fruit. Sukshma Ela or Ela, Sthula Ela, that is or Brahat Ela. Sthula Ela or Brahat Ela. Okay, types of Ela, two types, Sukshma Ela and Sthula Ela. Next, the phytoconstituents or the chemical composition of Ela seeds. So cardamom seeds contains mainly volatile oil. The cardamom seeds contains mainly volatile oil, that is around about 2 to 8% of volatile oil is present. 2 to 8% of volatile oil is present. So this volatile oil contains terphenyl acetate, terphenyl acetate, terphenol, terphenyl, and camphene. camphene. So these are some of the active principles. There are so many active principles are present, but for remembrance purpose, you can, I have mentioned only few the active principles. So first you have to mention the active principles of ELA, as it contains mainly the seeds contains volatile oil. So this oil contains, that volatile oil contains terphenyl acetate, terphenyl acetate, terphenol, terphenine, and camphene. So these are the some of the active principles. Next, about the rasa panchaka. The rasa panchaka of ELA. Rasa is katu madhura rasa. Rasa is katu and madhura rasa. Guna is lagu ruksha guna. Katu madhura rasa, lagu ruksha guna, madhura vipaka, shita virya. Madhura vipaka, shita virya. Dosha karmagnata is vata pitta shamaka. Dosha karmagnata is vata and pitta shamaka. Properties. This is katu madhura rasa, lagu ruksha guna, madhura vipaka, shita virya. Dosha karmagnata is vata pitta shamaka. Okay. Next we'll move to the karma and rogagnata. So the first karma, that is bahula gandha. Bahula gandha, that is, it is well known for its aromatic nature, its pleasant odor. So mukha shodhaka, in so many the acharyas they have mentioned its utility in case of like mukha shodhaka, that is daurgandhya nashaka, mukha shodhaka and daurgandhya nashaka. So it can be used in case of like mukhagata vikaras, like mukha daurgandhya or mukhagata vikaras in the oral cavity, the disorders. So you can use like in the form of kavala, gandusha, or just you can keep the ela seeds. So which gives a pleasant odor like mukha shodhaka and the urgandhanashaka. Then the swasahara karma, it is having swasahara karma as it contains the volatile. So because of this volatile nature, which dilates the bronchus. So by that the person is having, he can easily breathe. Swasahara karma, so indicating case of swasa, and is having kasahara karma, so indicating case of kasa, especially in case of like kapja kasa. Mutra kruchrahara, mutra kruchrahara karma, and mutrala and mutra kruchrahara karma. So because of this mutrala property only, which is used in case of like mutra kruchra, where there will be difficulty in micturition. So mutra, which produces the quantity of urine will be increased. So because of this which increases, which overcomes the conditions like mutra kruchra, that is difficulty in micturition. And also having arshogna karma, so indicated in case of arsha. It is having vishagna karma, so indicated in case of visha. And it is having chardi nigrahana karma, so indicated in case of chardi. And rochana karma, it is indicated in case of aruchi. And hrudya karma, indicated in case of hrudroga. So this hrudya karma, they used to say is in Kayadeva Nigantu, as hrudya means in Indian Materia Medica by Dr. K.M. Nadkarni, he used to correlate the hrudya karma of ELA as it is an stimulant, cardio-stimulant as hrudya. In Kayadeva Nigantu, he mentioned that ELA is having Ushnavirya. So this cardio-stimulant properties because of Ushnavirya, he used to say. So the karma, the mukhya karma of ELA, so please remember it is mukha shodhaka, or you can say daurgandhanashaka. The important karmas I am mentioning here, mukha shodhaka, daurgandhanashaka. So apart from this, you can, as Acharya Charka mentioned it under swasahara karma, kasahara karma, and mutra kruchrahara karma, mutrala karma, it is having and vishagna karma. So and rochana, because it is having aromatic in nature, which gives the taste. So these are the some important karma of ELA. Next, we'll move to the therapeutic uses. Mutradhata, that is retention of urine. Mutragata, retention of urine, where the person is unable to pass the urine. In such type of condition, you can use the Ela Churna. How it can be administered? So Amalaki Rasa and Ela Churna. Amalaki Rasa and Ela Churna will relieve the conditions called Mutraghata. That retention of the urine will overcome. So when you administer Amalaki Rasa along with the Ela Churna, so which will overcome the conditions called Mutraghata. So we are getting references that is from Shushruta Samhita, Uttara Tantra. In case of Mutragata, that is where the retention of urine is going to takes place, where the person is unable to pass, where the production of urine will be present, but he is unable to pass. So in such type of condition, you can use the Amalaki Churna, Amalaki Rasa, Amalaki Swarasa along with the Ela Churna. Along with the Ela Churna, you can give Amalaki Swarasa. So this will overcome the condition called Mutragata. And Mutra Kruchra, where there will be difficulty in micturition. Difficulty in micturition. So sometimes maybe the enlargement of the prostate gland, or sometimes maybe the production of urine will be decreased. So in these two conditions, where the person is having difficulty in micturition, sometimes the infections, the urine infection, so that may lead to the difficulty in micturition, where the person is unable to not unable to hear, he can pass, but along with the difficulty, he's having some type of pain or burning sensation will be present. So in such type of conditions, that is in case of Mutra Kruchra, Ela is given along with the Dadimanda. So this is from Gadanigraha. That is Ela Churna you can give along with the Dadimanda or Dadimastu. That is the water which is present above the Dadi. Above the Dadi, so there is an water will be present. So that water they used to call as Dadimastu or Dadimanda. So in case of Mutra Kruchra, Ela Churna is given along with the Dadimanda. So there is another the preparation which is mentioned in Mutra Kruchra. So Ela is given along with the Madhya. So here Dadimanda or Madhya, there is an Anupana. So Ela is given along with the Madhya or Dugdha, sometimes Amalaki Swarasa. So Ela is given along with the Madhya or Dugdha or Amalaki Swarasa. So you can use mixed with the Jala. So in case of Mutra Kruchra, where the person is having difficulty in micturition. And there is another preparation in case of Mutra Kruchra, Ela Churna, the Shunti is given along with the Dadima Rasa. Ela Churna is given along with the Shunti with Dadima Rasa or Madhya mixed with Labana. So this is in case of Runda Madhava. Acharya Runda Madhava mentioned in case of Mutra Kruchra. So in case of Mukagata Rogas or Danta Rogas, in case of Mukagata Roga and Danta Roga, you can use the Kwata of Ela. Ela Kwata, you can prepare the Ela Kwata, and that is used for Kavala, Gandusha, Kavala and Gandusha. So by this you can treat the conditions like Mukha Rogas or Mukha Vikaras, especially in case of Dantagata Vikaras. In case of Rudroga, Ela is given along with the Pippali Moola. In case of Rudroga, Ela is given along with the Pippali Moola and Gruta. In case of Rudroga, Ela is given along with the Pippali Moola and Gruta. In case of Timira, that is a type of Chakshugata Vikara, the powder of Ela is immersed in Ajamutra. The powder of Ela is immersed in Ajamutra for 3 days, and after 3 days you can take it out. You can remove that the Ajamutra, the upper portion, and you can dry it, and from that you can prepare Anjana. So from that Anjana is applied in case of Timira. So in case of Timira, so you take the powder of the fine powder of Ela, and that powder is immersed in the Ajamutra. So keep it for 3 days and remove that the Ajamutra, and then you can wait for that to dry that one. After that you can prepare the Anjana from that one, and that Anjana is applied in case of Timira. And in case of Chardi, in case of Chardi, Ela Churna or even simple the Ela seeds, you can keep it in your mouth, so which will suppress the Chardi. That is reference from Chakradatta, 15th chapter. Okay. Next, the useful part is Bija. Okay, matra 0.5 to 1 gram, the therapeutic dose. Some of the preparations. So here, so many preparations, around about 500 to 600 preparations where ELA is they are using. So ELA as a main ingredient, ELA as a the prakshepaka dravya. You can divide the preparations. ELA as a main ingredient. So for example, you can take Sitopaladi churnam. Sita Vamshanochana Pipali ELA Twak. So here ELA is one of the ingredient. In so many preparations, we are using ELA as a prakshepaka dravya. After finally preparing the preparation as a to increase the taste, to increase the odor, we are using as a prakshepaka dravya, ELA. Okay, so we have to consider ELA is a main ingredient, ELA as a prakshepaka dravya while explaining about the Vishishta Yogas. So some of the Vishishta Yogas of ELA like Chavanprash, Danti Haritaki, Shitopara Churna, Talisa Churna, Ela di Gutica. So Ela di Gutica, Ela is one of the main ingredient. Ela di Gutica, Yosha di Bati, Twagela di Churna, Twak Ela di Churna, Twagela di Churna, Sahajara di Taila, Dadi Mastaka Churna, Kara Gugulu, Dashanga Lepa, Dushi Vishar Aghada. So in most of the Aghada preparations, ELA is using because of its Vishagna property. Most of the Aghadas they are using this one. Okay, so in brief, I want to say about the Brahat ELA. So Brahat ELA usually they are not asking in the examinations. Just I want to as a ELA Dvaya, I want to say about Brahat ELA here also. So the Brahat ELA is Amomum subulatum. Amomum subulatum is the botanical source for Brahat ELA. It belongs to the Gingibraceae family. So vernacular names Badi Ilaichi and Cardamom. Brahat ELA. The synonyms is Brahat ELA, Sthula ELA. Almost the morphology is same as like that of ELA. So this is also a perennial herb which grows about 3 to 4 feet height. And stem is leafy stem. I show some pictures. Sorry. So this is not in this slide. I want to show another slide. Just wait. Yes, here are some pictures of. Yes, this is the picture of Brahatela, the plant, the Swarupa. So this is Brahatela. Comparatively, it is the plant is smaller in size, and the leaves are also small in size compared to the Sukshma. Only the fruit will be bigger in size. So it is a perennial herb. So same as like Ela. Around about 6 to 10 feet height. So the Brahatela is 3 to 4 feet height. So rootstock is woody or fleshy as same like Ela. Stem is leafy stem as same Ela. So here also leaf will be simple arrangement, almost all same. Size of the leaf will be somewhat smaller in size. Size of the leaf is 30 to 60 centimeter. So same as like in case of Ela. So this is the picture of the inflorescence. You can observe the inflorescence develops from the base. See the difference of Sukshma Ela and Brahat Ela, the inflorescence. Whereas in case of Sukshma Ela, the inflorescence is prostate. When it is 30 to 60, that time erect. Here it is erect, not prostate. Erect inflorescence. So this is the inflorescence of Brahat. The type of fruit is capsule. You take the section, so you can get like this. So you can compare Sukshma Ela with Brahat Ela. Sukshma Ela fruits are smaller in size, whereas Brahat Ela fruits are bigger in size. Bigger in size. Yes, the inflorescence is spike. It is erect spike, shortly peduncled, 5 to 7.5 centimeter long. That is 1 to 2 feet. Somewhat the flowers are yellowish white in color. Type of fruit is capsule. Size will be 2 to 2.5 centimeter in diameter, whereas the Ela, which is measures about 1.3 centimeter in diameter, 1.3 centimeter diameter Ela, whereas the Brahat Ela is 2.5 centimeter in diameter. Shape is globose. It is subglobose. This is globose. Color is somewhat reddish brown in color. So the properties and its therapeutic uses is almost as similar as like that of Ela only. So mainly this Brahat Ela is cultivated in North India, like Jammu Kashmir, Sikkim. So in those areas, so it is abundantly available, and they are exporting this Brahat Ela to the like Pakistan, in different countries. They are exporting. So this is about Ela Dvaya.